You might be doing your reconciliation every quarter and you're thinking, God, there's got to be a better way, because you end up with loads and loads of transactions. And I'm going to show you a cool feature today, which there is a better way, and there is a very clever piece of technology within your Xero called Auto Reconcile. When I come into this example here, we can obviously see that there's 70 transactions. I'm a realist. I know people will leave this till the last minute and there'll be a panic. Now, one of the things I would suggest you do is I would do your bookkeeping the first time round, because it will become apparent why you want to do that. Because when we turn Auto Reconcile on, if we've already done it once and put things to the right place, it will become more accurate. But it means that you don't have to go in here and start like, yeah, that's the right transaction. Yeah, that's the right transaction. You've got two buttons. You're like, what's the difference? Basically, you can click either one of these. They will both take you to exactly the same page, which is to enable Auto Reconcile. And it's got this thing down here called JAX. And you're like, what the hell's JAX? JAX stands for Just Ask Xero, which is how Xero describes it, is their AI engine. Ultimately, AI is just machine learning. So I just don't want you to be thinking, what the heck? Should I know what JAX is? I think big software companies, they introduce this kind of terminology, and they give things a brand name, and they just expect you to know what they are. And sometimes it's more confusing. So if I just press, yeah, okay, I'm happy to go. This is going to say, right, auto reconciliation will start soon. And if we actually go to when the next batch arrives. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into a Xero where I've got this running. I had a bit of a look, so I'm not going to breach any client confidentiality, but I want to show you where I've actually used this in Anchor, and it was unbelievably good. I imported a quarter's worth of bank statement as a CSV, and it processed probably 80% of them. It was absolutely magic. Right, so I'll just pause and I'll switch to Xero, and we'll have a look at what it does. So I've just switched into a live client Xero. So this isn't, I'm not playing with this. I think a lot of videos you see online is they're playing with the demo company. This is actually live client data where I've done this. And you can see that this here's the last batch of bank statements that I've kind of imported into this client Xero. And off to this side, you can see that they've got this kind of blue thing with the kind of that AI symbol, isn't it? And it uses the method in which it's applied it, I suppose. And memory. And that's why I was saying before, you want to do a first run through your books to teach it where to put things, because it's not going to use the method called prediction. And I think one of the things I've got, as the stores there, that client's been in, he buys a lot of fuel. That prediction might not be right. I've got to make a determination of like, do I actually need to have a look at that and see if it is subsistence? And anyways, like, the amount might be a bit too much. Where we've got, he travels a lot on the road, this particular client, so he goes to the Premier Inn, for example, a lot, and absolutely spot on the dot. It's done the travel national. And if I go into that transaction, you can actually see it. Now you can see there where we've got a rule. So we've applied a bank rule to it. So because we set up some bank rules and things like that, it's using memory and a bit of prediction, but you can see the vast majority of transactions that it's dealt with are from its memory and because of the bank rules, and that's going to give us a more accurate output as well. You haven't got that much control over this auto reconcile feature, but honestly, I was just bowled over by how amazing it was. Now, you might want to consider about creating some bank rules as well before you turn this on. Now, I've got a video coming up on screen, so make sure you go and have a look at that, how to set up a bank rule, because it will make it easier for this auto reconcile. But yes, it's a great feature and just an improved service. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.